Chuck Stockton's legacy was set in stone when, along about 1976, his uncle Wendell Stockton bought a Citizens Band radio and became one of the most popular, well-known CB enthusiasts in Clinton County. Having grown up around that, it was only natural that Chuck would choose the profession that he did. And of course, it lasted 4 decades, and we're going to miss him.
Then listen to Chuck more so on the radio talking to the fire department, EMS, and I always said, when I helped out in dispatch, I wanted to sound more like Chuck and dispatch like he did. And there'll never be anybody that'll ever do that, but I tried to do as good as I could to be like Chuck.
Don't want to offend anyone else, but probably the best dispatcher that Clinton County's ever had. Everybody in the county knew who Chuck was, and they called him by name because he was such a familiar voice that they heard on the scanners. And old friend, I sincerely hope that you rest in peace. It's been a distinct honor, privilege to know you, and to, better than that, call you a friend. Rest in peace, old buddy.
I had the privilege of working with Chuck for 27 years before my retirement. Nowhere near in comparison to Chuck's 42 years of service. Chuck's dedication will never be matched. His work ethic will never be matched. And also being on the ambulance call with Chuck being the dispatcher on the other end, getting me where I needed to go. He's definitely an asset for Clinton County that will always be missed, and that nobody will ever be able to match him. But I was trying to think of some things I could say about Chuck. The best example I could go by is I found some scriptures in the Bible that sums up not only Chuck's life, but the life of anyone who's ever wore a uniform for the military or a uniform for anybody in the public service area. And it comes from the book of Isaiah, chapter 6, verse 8. And it says, "Also I heard the voice of the Lord saying, Whom shall I send, and who will go for us? Then said I, Here am I, send me. And he said, Go and tell this people, Hear ye indeed, but understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not." I think that sums up the heart of any public service personnel, and I think it sums up the heart of Chuck Stockton.
Chuck was an amazing asset to our community, from his dedication and love to his drive to make sure he showed me all he knew about being a dispatcher. He will never be forgotten. I would think of him each and every time I set off the 46 tons. Aiden, he was so proud of you and loved you so much. Can't wait to train you to be an amazing dispatcher just like your grandfather was. I love you, Chuck. Rest easy, my friend.
I think Chuck and I are similar in some ways. He had an undying devotion to Clinton County, and it's the only place he ever worked, only place he ever wanted to work, and I feel like he and I are similar in that aspect. Chuck's the kind of guy, he's been around for so long that if you had a question on anything, ranging from order of paperwork to local history, Chuck could tell you, and he'd tell you correctly. Any situation he knew how to handle professionally and eloquently. He was the best dispatcher I've ever seen. He was truly a legend.
Chuck was an inspiration. I spent many hours with him in dispatch, studying, laughing, and just listening to him tell jokes. When I started here 3 years ago, him and I would joke about how directionally challenged I was. He knew not to use north, south, east, and west with me because he knew that I would have no idea where he was sending me. But somehow, some way, he got me exactly where I needed to be every single time. He was an exceptional dispatcher. He taught me what little I do know about dispatch. He truly had a heart of gold. And he will be greatly missed by all of us here at EMS and by everyone in the community.
Attention all units, clear all radio traffic for final call to Unit 730. Emergency Services to Unit 730. Clinton County Emergency Services to Unit 730. Clinton County Emergency Services to Unit 730, Charles, Chuck, Stockton. We thank you for your dedication, loyalty, and service to the people of Clinton County. You welcomed all who had the privilege of knowing you into a bond revealed by none other than family. You have inspired generations of emergency responders with your unending compassion, respect for all, and love of public. Your service and sacrifice of 42 years will never be forgotten. Rest in peace, Unit 730. We'll take it from here. Unit 730, 10-7, end of watch.